Hello and welcome, everyone. We're here for the Armor Up Talks podcast, and today we have a very special guest. She's a comeback guest. We have had her before speaking around for her coaching practice of Resolve It Coaching. And this is Mona Cattan. Cattan, did I say that right, Mona?
Cattan, like a cat with a tan.
Yes, it's like for tan furniture. Cattan. Now I will have it for sure. Yes, Mona, thank you for being with us today. And as y'all all know, here at Armor Up Talks podcast, our main mission is to help you get into alignment with who you are on your journey through life and who you are in every aspect of your life, whether it is around your health with food and with exercise and stress mastery, or whether it is inside relationships, which is what we're going to be speaking to today. And Mona is doing a very special event that's coming up, and we're going to get to that and announce that. So please stay tuned with us as we navigate our way through this talk with Mona, and so that she can reveal that really cool event that may just be the thing that you need to launch your February 2023. All right, welcome, Mona. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate the opportunity to join you. It's always fun.
And Mona, one thing I did not do was I did not really fully introduce you. And as I was reading through your bio yet again, it just dawns on me how extensive your experience and your education really is. And I would just like to point out some things real quick for our audience. Mona is a certified master life coach, a national board certified health and wellness coach, a licensed clinical social worker, certified clinical trauma professional, an author, a speaker, an entrepreneur, and she has more than 20 years combined experience as a therapist in the mental health center, addictions treatment center, a hospital emergency department, and a private practice. She began her coaching practice back in 2011, so she's been working with individuals for quite some time, over a decade in that arena. So as you can see, Mona's work is very extensive. She is a professional in this arena of overcoming those traumas and obstacles that everybody experiences in their life, right?
Yes, definitely. Whether we recognize it or not, if you're breathing, you've had some traumatic life experience somewhere, sometime.
Right.
It may not be causing you problems, but that's what I do, is I help people identify if something that happened in the past might be creating their stress and struggles today.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth, that all just gets stored within us and it comes out at the most beautiful moments of our life, right?
Yes.
To challenge us again, or to teach us something, or to remind us that we didn't take care of it. So you help people take care of it so that it stays in the past, correct?
A lot of times when a traumatic event happens, especially in childhood, we don't have the level of understanding or knowledge, and certainly not the wisdom, to help us do anything more than survive in that situation at the time. And so as we grow into adulthood, we're carrying what we were taught to believe about ourselves in that event. And so it might be something as simple as I'm a victim or I'm powerless. And so think about that. How many times in your adult life have you felt victimized or felt like you were powerless? And so I help people look at that struggle, and does it link to something you believe, and then help you to look at how do we reprocess that, or process it for the first time, and then work towards resolving it.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So most people, when they end up as a coach, it's because what they're coaching, their experiences in life led them to that, right? It's just this natural coalescing, right? It just blends together. So there was something maybe that you experienced as a young child that led you to this profession. Is that true?
Oh, definitely. I'm a multiple trauma survivor, from as early as pre-birth. in utero, post-birth in the first year of life. My first significant memory was probably around age 2. And then from there on, life was traumatic and chaotic for many, many years. And so I got the opportunity to begin my recovery journey. And as a result of that, I had the opportunity to go to college and get my master's degree. And I wanted to be a therapist since I was in the 8th grade. So I managed to do that. And then becoming a coach was the next transition, because I really like the way the coach approach works. It's quicker. We don't have to dig in the past quite as deep or stay there long. We just kind of visit it and see if it's getting in the way, because as a coach, and you probably know this, Ashley, that, as a coach, we look at where you are today, where you want to be tomorrow, and what's getting in the way. And that's what I love. Whereas therapy is more focused in the past. It looks at the problems you're having today, and then we spend all of our time in the past looking at how to change that for you today.
Wow.
Yeah. So I really like coach approach.
Yeah, it empowers a person instead of them feeling like they're in the muck of it all the time. They're reliving it all the time. It gives them that power to overcome it. Yeah.
There are 2 big reasons why people don't stay in therapy. One is they don't see anything changing. They come and they talk to the therapist, and week after week, they're telling the same sad story, but nothing really changes. And then the other is they feel triggered. They actually are reliving the trauma and telling the story, and with nothing changing, there's no benefit to continue with that. And that's another thing. I'm different as a therapist. I have a unique perspective on trauma and addictions, and I am a change agent. I want things to change for my clients. I wanted things to change for me. I wasn't okay with staying the same. It was, things have got to change or I'm dying, and that was when I was suicidal. And, but I got the opportunity to change things. So a way of living and thinking and believing died. I didn't have to. I was certainly reborn again, though.
Amen. Amen. I had one of those moments where it's like, okay, I'm done. I'm done with this, and I am ready to be forward, be something else, experience the life that I'm truly designed to live and create for myself, right?
Yeah.
Because you do hit that part where you're done. And yeah, I had an experience with therapy at one point in my life, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to feel that way. So in my experience, the coaching process really has led me out and launched, right, to launch my own life and to really forward think, I think, more forward thinking than anything else. So Mona, there is something about you that you would love your audience to know, because there are times that as a coach, as a professional, there's that little nugget inside of a coach that is not expressed all the time or not really known. Because when we look at a coach, we think, oh, they've got it all together. Look what they do for a living. But we all know that there is something that even present day, not necessarily anything in the past, right? So what is that one thing that is within you right now that you would love the audience to know?
I still get scared. And my gremlins from the past, they still want to jump up and grab hold of me and hold me back. So like I get a little nervous doing this kind of an interview video, but oh my goodness, if you weren't here, my nervousness would be off the charts, and gremlins would be bouncing around the room trying to distract me. And they're pretty successful at it, because I want to start doing Mondays with Mona as part of a video thing that I do on social media. And I did it once 2 weeks ago. I didn't do it last week, and I didn't do it yesterday, but I'm going to do it today, because when I went to bed last night, I heard one of my coaches, Kim Ward, in my head saying, and what was more important than doing what you said you were going to do? Oh, yeah. And so that one it will be done today. Monday with Mona is happening on Tuesday, but it's happening.
Beautiful.
And it's all about my fear of doing the one-on-one because, I can interact with you and that distracts me from the gremlins.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I guarantee you, if I'm in this screen by myself, I'm talking to the gremlins or they're talking to me, and they are so distracting.
Yeah. They have a tendency to get their hooks in you, right?
Yeah.
Replays over and over. Yeah, I have decided that one of my gremlins is like a bulldog with a bone. It just doesn't let go.
Yep.
Just doesn't let go sometimes. Yeah, so it's about overcoming those things. So I want to ask, before we go to that, I want to ask one question. Where can they find Mondays with Mona?
That would be on Facebook.com/Mona, MONA, LCSW.
LCSW. And what does that stand for?
Licensed Clinical Social Worker.
Nice.
Yeah. That's my personal profile. And that's where I do most of my stuff. My business page is ResolveItCoaching. So you can find me at Facebook.com/ResolveItCoaching. And you can see my business page, which I'm doing more with these days, but Facebook isn't.
All right. So it is Facebook.com/LCSW.
Mona, LCSW.
Mona, LCSW.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay. All right, everybody. I will be sure and put that link in the description so that you can be sure and connect with Mona on Mondays, because Mona will be there on Mondays. We are holding her accountable.
Well, my goal is to be there at least 3 days a week. Monday is a video. Wednesdays, I hope, will be wisdom and wellness. And Fridays is Freedom Friday. Yeah.
Freedom Friday. Nice. Love it, love it, love it. Awesome, Mona. All right, so Mona, you have an event coming up that is really special, super special. And would you tell us just a little bit about that?
Yes, thank you. The workshop is Tuesday, February 7th at 8 p.m. And I have, it's called Love Life Renewal. Discover 5 ways to improve your most important relationship. And it's going to be very interactive. It's about 90 minutes long. There will be pauses in there for some activities. And I hope to give each participant some tools that they can leave the workshop with. Because I always like to have something I can take with me that's going to make a difference. And as I said earlier, I'm a change agent. I want to make a difference. So here we go. I've partnered with Katie's Mission and Kim Ward. She lost a sister to suicide, and then 8 years later lost her mother to suicide as well. And so she created a nonprofit called Katie's Mission after her sister. And it has a focus to stomp out the stigma for mental health and to also offer some suicide prevention. Now, it's not a crisis line, but you can go to their website and reach out to someone who cares. That's katiesmission.org. No apostrophe in the Katie's, but it's KATIESMISSION.org. And you find various links there and resources. But as one of the coaches for Katie's Mission, I wanted to provide this webinar, this workshop around isolation and loneliness. Valentine's Day is coming up in February, and for a lot of people, that's all about the love and the romance. It's hearts and flowers and chocolates, and I get into that as much as anybody. But I've worked with enough clients over the years to know that it's also a very lonely day. If you've recently lost someone, even in the past year or so, Valentine's Day reminds you of that loss. If you had a recent breakup, Valentine's Day reminds you that you're alone again, that you're not in a relationship. And so it can be a very painful day. And I look at loneliness and isolation. Coming out of the pandemic, we were very aware of the impact of loneliness and isolation on our kids, on ourselves, and on the elderly. And so it's considered a social determinant of health and well-being. And so if you have so much isolation and loneliness, that it can become a health problem, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And so I'm very committed to taking a look at that. And so wanted to present a workshop that kind of helps people take a look at their most important relationships and begin to look at tools for looking inward as well as outward. Because our most important relationship is not always with others. And so it's not just about connecting with ourselves, but when we're successful at doing that, we're more successful at creating enriching relationships that not only enrich us, we enrich others, and that enriches our lives.
Yeah, beautiful. So who would be the most ideal participant to come to this?
Anyone who's dreading Valentine's Day, automatic. Okay.
That's huge.
Yeah. Anyone who feels unseen, unheard, ignored, disrespected, or alone in a relationship. Yeah. So, if you feel like you're walking around on autopilot in your relationship, you're unable to ask for what you want and need, your needs aren't being met. Yeah. Come join us.
And isn't that big, right? That part of it. Yes, those that have lost someone or just broken up a relationship, that kind of thing. There's a big community there, right? But then also those that are lost inside their own relationship. Currently, that's a big community as well. So, wow, if you fall into any one of those categories, anything that Mona just shared, look at Mona's webpage on this workshop. It will be so powerful. And I am going to put that workshop link also in the description of this video so that you are easy to click right over there and get registered for that. And Mona, I think the price is like, oh my word. It's like really.
It's $27, one, to keep it affordable for everybody, but also keep in mind that half of the proceeds goes to Katie's mission. So you're actually helping, you're paying it forward, and that's always important. And so the web link for registering is loveliferenewal.com.
Beautiful. loveliferenewal.com, and that will be in the description portion. And y'all, this is better than a box of chocolates for yourself. So
this is the kind of gift that keeps on giving.
That's right. Amen. Amen. Oh, Mona, what a pleasure it has been to have you back on with us here today. And is there anything else that you would like to say to our audience, something that we've left out, anything that you would love to share?
Well, part of my mission, which is why I partner with Katie's mission, is to reduce the number of deaths by suicide. And you may not realize it, but just asking someone, if you start to wonder if someone's thinking about taking their lives or harming themselves, ask them. Sometimes it's just the mere act of asking that helps someone to feel supported, to feel heard, to feel accepted. And we all need that as human beings. And when we're stuck in that loneliness and isolation, sometimes it's just a smile or eye contact or saying good morning. There's a story about someone who was thinking of jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge, and he kept telling himself, if somebody just smiles at me, I won't do it. Well, the one person that spoke to him said something ugly, and so he jumped. He survived, but he jumped. And his journey back from that is very powerful. But I had a couple of suicide attempts myself, and I was passively suicidal for many years. until I started my recovery journey. But it is about someone being there, someone willing to listen. You don't have to have the answers. The most powerful gift we can give to another human being is to be there and to listen and support and accept. No judgment, no criticism.
Because it's really all about them being seen, right? All a person wants is to be seen. Every human being wants to be seen.
Yes. Seen,
And
heard, and accepted. Yeah.
Yes. So you don't have to know the answer. You just be there and hear them. Listen. Beautiful. That's so beautiful. Kindness. Kindness. When you were speaking to all that, it's just kindness, just expressing kindness.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, whoever you see.
And it starts with being kind to ourselves first.
Oh, amen. So look in that mirror and smile and be sweet to yourself. Yes, yes,
Even
yes.
if you can't make eye contact with yourself in that mirror, at least smile. That's a good start. And then work on the eye contact.
That's right. That's right. Amen. Oh, Mona, what a pleasure it has been to be with you today. Thank you. Thank you for coming on with us. And we look forward to having you again next time. Yeah.
Thank you, Ashley. And I look forward to sharing the spotlight with you next time.
Thank you. Thank you. Everyone, thank you for joining us today. It has just been a pleasure, and we look forward to seeing you again next week on Armor Up Talks podcast. Join us then.